Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're long overdue for another video. The last time we met, I was sitting in the garage. It was end of March. It's now July, and it's like 112 degrees, literally outside. And I figured what better thing to do than sit in the air conditioning and finish up a video, because I'm getting ready for another one. So over Easter, drove down to Montauk, one of my favorite places in the world. I had full expectations to do a full video to break things down for you, and I'm going to do that in this video. But before I get into the fishing aspect of things, I want to talk about the people at Montauk. Some of the greatest people I've met in my life. You got John, you've got Lee, who's been there for as long as I can remember, and I've been going for 42 years. Love those people and would do anything for them. About 5 years ago, the lodge and the cabins and the hotel was taken over on a contract by Go Explore Us, or on a contract through the state. Since that time, they've raised the prices of everything, and I think people are getting fed up with it. I went into the lodge, and for the first time in my life, I was really thrown off. It was a really bad atmosphere as of attitude-wise, and it was pretty clear right away that the new GM, her name was Nicole, was one of the main reasons for that. When I got down there, the restaurant wasn't open, and there was just you could tell there was a lot of animosity in the lodge, just a lot of stress. I had been told prior to going that some of the staff that this Explore Us had brought in were not very cordial, were not very accommodating to people, and it was pretty obvious it was all about money. Now, since that trip of mine, I've found out that the two main people that were an issue are no longer there, and I'm hoping that increases or improves morale there, because it's a great place and I don't want to tell you not to go. The fishing down there, it was pretty obvious that people weren't going because the numbers they were stocking every night were super decreased. And I'll be really honest, the fishing was not good. And some of you are going to say, oh, it's because you can't fish and you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I hear you, Backfish. I caught fish. It was a dramatically less number than I usually catch. Again, I don't want to keep you guys from going, but I definitely feel like Go Explore Us, or the company, needs to be called out for their lack of attentiveness to their contract. I think the two people that are no longer there, thankfully, need to be called out for their lack of customer service and lack of appreciation for the reason they're there, and that's for the customers. That being said, I've got a map and a few other things that I want to go over with you in this video. And yeah, let's get this done. And I got another video that I'm going to start shooting here next week. We are going to head up for our yearly trip, and I'm hoping to do a collaboration with Aaron over at Reliably Random Outdoors. And we're going to go up to the Driftless Zone in Wisconsin. So super looking forward to that. But stick with me. I'm going to get everything around, and we'll see you soon.
With the boys, truck packed with rods and all our toys, lines in the water, laughter in the air, lips are ripping, the fish don't have a prayer. Here to catch the big one, lunkers are what we seek, to win the rain boner and continue the streak. Campfire shenanigans, when it rains it pours, that's how we roll. roll at top water outdoors. Off the grid adventures are in our souls with top water outdoors.
All right, guys, first attempt to tie a glow ball, massive failure. So I'm gonna grab my spinning reel. I think I just need to jump in the water and fish a little bit. But I'm gonna jump in the water down here by the bridge that comes into the campground, and I'm gonna fish that area from bridge, maybe a little above, down to the handicap access, outside of the first 150, 200 foot around the bridge. It's pretty, I would say knee deep, maybe a little higher, but you're gonna find pockets. Look for that darker water, rapids, but there's fish in there, and it's not overly fished, especially this time of year. But yeah, I'll have my camera on me, and we'll see what we can find. Alright guys, so here we are right below the bridge, walking into the park, or pulling into the park, the campground. It's a little windy. I was going to start fly fishing, but it's a little windy and I don't know how well fly would go in the wind. So I'm going to start with some garlic power bait. And as you can see, this is kind of my setup here. Weights anywhere between 12 inches to 18 inches off the bait. And we're just going to throw it a little bit out in front and upstream from you. So now we're going to switch to these Potskis. Again, 12 to 18 inches off your hook. Sorry, the wind's kind of picking up. It's a good breeze, but make for some pain in the butt when you're fishing. And that's typically how I do a single hook with some salmon heads. Now you see this right here. The rapids into the rock causes this hole. Very, very good habitat for some rainbows. Trout in general, not just bows, I guess. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cast right above the rock and have it swoop down behind and then sit in that pool over the rock. Sometimes it's easier said than done.
out what they like. Okay, guys, so I'm going to put up a picture on the video of this map right here. The first spot I'm going to talk about is when you come into the park down the hill, you can take kind of an immediate left and go basically back where you were coming from, but into the park. You're going to go all the way up to a dead end. There's going to be a conservation office there and a couple cabins. I think there's a bathroom up there. If you take a little hike, there's going to be a lake. There's also where the rendering pools are that they keep the monsters in. The lake, and then there's a very short period of stream where the population of fish it's not a ton, but there's not a lot of stream there. I will tell you that there are typically bigger fish there, but that is all catch and release. You cannot possess fish there, and that is fly fishing, single hooks, and you can use your ultralight with rooster tails, fuzz, and hard plastics there as well. And there's a spillway that goes into a long stretch that connects down at the bridge where you first pull into the park, which all that area, and then the area from the bottom of the waterfall to the end of the park where the power line goes over the stream, that's anything goes. You can fly fish, you can bait fish, and limit is 4 trout a day, 4 rainbows a day. The other area, the catch and release area on this map will be marked in a purple. The all bait, fly, everything will be marked in kind of a light blue. There's an area, so the stream starts with Pigeon Creek. That spills into the streams, or into the springs. And from the springs all the way down to the waterfall is fly fishing only. When they say fly fishing, they don't mean you can't ultralight fish. They mean it's single hooks only, hard plastics, fuzz, and flies. No bait, no trebles, no soft plastics, nothing like that. This whole stream, as I said earlier, actually in part 1, has changed pretty dramatically in the last 3 years. After the flood, they had a couple, I think it was September's ago. My favorite area prior to the flood to fish was always behind the lodge. Usually it's about, you walk in behind the lodge and the 300 yards down past the campground bridge, maybe a little further down to the handicap. I would fish that 95% of my time if I wasn't fly fishing, and I would catch fish on the regular. All right, guys, so now I want to talk about the campground. The campground consists of 4 different loops. They have been working on a 5th loop for, I think it's a couple years now, and there's rumor it continues to bounce back and forth on when they're going to finish it. I've been told it's going to be done here in the next probably year. Loop 1 is basic only, no electricity, no water, no sewage. Loop 2, 3, and 4 is all electric. I do know that they have dump sites. And I also know that Loop 4's bathhouse is currently being rebuilt, and they've brought in some temporary trailers for the campers in Loop 4 until that's done. But like I said, if you go past Loop 4 on the stream, it's pretty, you'll see it, it's marked. There's a power line that goes over the stream, and there's a couple cabins on the opposite side of the of the stream from the campground that kind of tell you that that's the end of the park. Past that, blue ribbon streams, you'll have to look up what I think it's 1 trout is, and I think it's the same rules as the fly only areas. Again, guys, some of this stuff I don't fish down there a lot, so some of this stuff I'm not going to be as educated on. But please, if you have questions, if you have something to add, please do so. Do it respectfully. I deal with too much disrespect on a daily basis, and I'll just delete it. A couple of the other things I recommend you guys get a hold of. get a hold of one of these. It's the Montauk Talks. They put them out every year. Happy birthday, Montauk. It's your 100th year. Also, I highly recommend getting a Missouri trout regulations guide. Just helps you kind of understand what all the language and things that are used. They also have a sheet that's posted usually at the bathhouses in the lodge about when the buzzer goes on, or when it goes off in the morning and then goes off at night. They also have a sheet telling about all the educational and activities for kids and families. They have an amphitheater that's between Loop 3 and 4 that the park staff does a really good job putting on programs to teach you about nature and just educate you to learn a little bit more about what you're spending your time around. They do a great job of that. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty basic. We talked in the part 1 about, I showed you some of the baits and things I use, some of the lures, some of the flies I use. The lodge has some stuff. If you are in need of some stuff the lodge might not have, I highly recommend you run to the top of the hill and go to Reed's Cabin, see my buddy Troy. Him and his family are actually from Oskaloosa, Iowa, and they just recently bought it a couple of years ago. And they're doing a lot of really good improvements, and they've got a lot of tackle and a lot of things that can help you catch fish. Hey guys, I think that's all I've got for you right now. So thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and look forward to catching you here soon when we head up to the driftless zone in Wisconsin.